Welcome back to Culture and Christianity, and tonight we're talking of dowry. And Mr. John N. Nganga, talking of dowry, are Christian parents of the girl expected to demand the dowry?
The bride price.
Yeah, the bride price.
Now, is a controversial question, because many Christian fathers say, what's wrong? Even in the Old Testament, they pay. In fact, they quote Genesis 24, where Rebecca got married. And I want us to read it so that we understand if that's a basis for Christians to still be involved in dowry. What does the word actually say in Genesis 24? Verse 15 says, before he had finished praying, Rebecca came with the Hajar on her shoulder. She was the daughter of Bethuel, son of Milcah, who was the wife of Abraham's brother Nahor. The woman was very beautiful, a virgin. No man had slept with her. She went down to the spring, filled her jar, and came up again. The servant hurried to meet her and said, please give me a little water from your jar. That gives you the background. Now, a little later now in verse 24, he is asking her, who is she? Verse 24 says, she answered, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the son that Milcah bore to Nahor. And so he now knows his prayer has been answered. Verse 32. So the man went to the house, and the camels were unloaded. Straw and fodder were brought for the camels, and water for him and his men to wash their feet. Now he has arrived, he has been received by the parents of Rebecca, and they start helping to unload the camels. Everything is okay, but he is not, so far, there's nothing about marriage. He is simply a visitor who has come from a relative called Abraham. Then food was set before him, and he said, I will not eat until I have told you what I have to say. So you can see clearly there's nothing about wedding negotiations, because they are not even aware. They are excited. They want to hear the stories about their relative Abraham. So then tell us, Laban said, the father of the girl, the brother of the girl, saying, what is it? What talk? Verse 34. So he said, I am Abraham's servant. The Lord has blessed my master abundantly, and he has become wealthy. He has given him sheep and cattle, silver and gold, male and female servants, and camels and donkeys. This is the kind of information they wanted to know about their brother. My master's wife Sarah has borne him a son in her old age, and he has given him everything he owns. In other words, the candidate for marriage is the owner of everything Abraham owns. Verse 37. And my master made me swear an oath and said, you must not get a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites in whose land I live, but go to my father's family and to my own clan and get a wife for my son. So now it's very clear why he is in his home. He's looking for a wife for Abraham's son. Then I asked my master, what if the woman will not come back with me? He replied, the Lord before whom I have walked faithfully will send his angel with you and make your journey a success, so that you can get a wife for my son from my own clan and from my father's family. You will be released from my oath if when you go to my clan, they refuse to give her to you. Then you will be released from my oath. When I came to the spring today, I said, Lord, God of my master Abraham, if you will, please grant me success to the journey on which I have come. So it's not very clear. I have come because I want a wife for Isaac. And I would like God. And I prayed to God. He's telling them, when I was there, I prayed that God would lead me. Verse 45. Before I finished praying, Eliezer says, in my heart, Rebecca came out, and with her a jar of her shoulder, she went down to the spring and drew water. And I said to her, please give me a drink. She quickly lowered her jar from her shoulder and said, drink, and I water your camels too. And that was made interest. So I went verse 7. So whose daughter are you? Because he has done exactly what he had prayed. If it is you, God, make her, when I ask for water, make her want to give the camels. He goes on in telling the story. Telling the story of what happened. Laban and Bethuel, the father, are listening very clearly. Verse 49. Now, if you will show kindness and faithfulness to my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, so I may know which way to turn. Are you willing to give me your daughter for Isaac? Please tell me. I don't want to eat before you tell me. Is my journey blessed or not? Laban and Bethuel answered, this is from the Lord. We can say nothing to you one way or the other. Here is Rebekah. Take her and go, and let her become the wife of your master's son, as the Lord has directed. Has Laban and Bethuel asked for any dowry? No. They have offered the girl without any demands. He says, here we sense God, our God, is the one who wants Rebekah to become the wife of Isaac. So it's okay. You can have the girl. Now let's now see what happens. Now the Isaac has a wife. That's finished. Let's see what happens afterwards. When Abraham's servant heard what they said, he bowed down to the ground before the Lord. Then the servant brought out gold and silver, jewelry and articles of clothing, and gave them to Rebekah. He also gave costly gift to her brother and to her mother. Then he and the men who were with him ate and drank and spent the night there. You see, dowry is money demanded by the parents. These parents demanded nothing. Their daughter did not have a price. But see the difference? It doesn't mean even if you are not asked for dowry, that you should go to visit homes empty-handed. So if you're a Christian boy, when you go to visit the home of your girlfriend to ask for permission to marry the daughter, the parent should ask you, they should behave like this. They should ask you for no money. Instead, they should be interested. Is this boy saved? Does he know the Lord? Is the Lord the one who wants this to marry? In fact, the reason they should be resisting the marriage is not the poverty of the boy who is marrying. It's his lack of knowing the Lord. That should be the first and priority in the parents of the girl should be asking. But there's nothing wrong with receiving gifts. So my strong belief is, and I base it on this story, because I'm sure the story is being told for a reason. Yeah. And although the Jews do not follow it, in other places you hear of dowry. So, but this story here, there's no dowry being demanded. That's what I believe should be happening to Christian parents. Christian parents should be like Bethuel and Laban, be interested in the story of, is this man somebody who trusts God? If you actually trust God and walk with the Lord, he will not be lazy. He may be poor, but you work hard. So your daughter is in good hands when they go to somebody who fears the Lord. Because then he is assured, or you as parents are assured, he has somebody who can pray and somebody who can actually work hard. How much does he give you is totally irrelevant. You know, one of the things you need to know is, you do not want your daughter to be bought. Why? The basis we talked about earlier is no longer true. Number one, economics. In the current situation, most of us, especially the educated people, you leave as a boy, I left my mother and my father. That's the normal thing. You leave. You come to work in Nairobi. Then my wife, who is from Eastern Province, left her mother and her father. So when we get married, my parents gain nothing. She will never draw water for her. She's living in Nairobi, they are living in Nyandarua, there's no benefit. Now, question, why should I be compensating, why should my parents be compensating the people from Eastern Province And yet they are getting nothing. My parents gain absolutely nothing, even if I marry. And you know, dowry was paid by the clan. But there's nothing they are gaining in terms of labor. So it means even if there was a justification earlier, labor, it isn't there. Number two is clan. From the new act, it's very clear that you can actually inherit on either side. You can inherit, your husband can inherit, you can also inherit. It therefore means there is no gain by either clan. So why would you, if the girl will still be able to inherit her parents' wealth, where would dowry become? So the social basis for dowry ceases. Because now you are a new couple, you are neither in your mother's place or in the girl's home or in the boy's home. Number two, the clans are not gaining in any way. And you cannot, the girl does not leave her clan, otherwise this issue of inheritance will not be. So the new circumstances do not. But the most important thing is that you do not want your child to have a price. So why would you want, Nimbeleka Shule, even took her to America?
Yeah.
You are not investing. We do not look at our children as an investment. Culturally, it was an investment. No, it's not an investment. It's your joy to see your child finish university. It's your joy to see your daughter able to look after herself. It's your joy even to see her get married and get children. So it's not an investment. That's why we have pension schemes. So that in your old age, you don't have to rely and depend on your children. So it's important. And let's understand it the other way. If my daughter can inherit from me, it will just make sense that if I have a problem, she can also help. So her husband knows he has to help both sides. Help on his side, help on our side. Helping is not limited to dowry. It will go on even after the wedding. So in answer to your question, I will find you a strange, born-again person who is father of a girl, demanding money so that your girl can get married. Instead of worrying like Bethel and Laban, what is God's will in this matter? That's what's bothering you. But let me go back to the boy. In this place, there are gifts given. There is nothing wrong with coming with gifts. What's the difference between dowry and gift? Dowry is what is demanded and is set by the mother of the father of the girl or the mother of the girl. What's a gift? It's your choice.
Yeah.
You can give as much as you can afford. If you can't afford more, the parents of the girl have to accept whatever you have because it's a gift. You can't once you are demanding, it's no longer a gift. It's dowry. And I believe it's okay to give a gift. It's not okay to give dowry.
Okay. And talking of bride price, as a Christian man, what can you do if the parents of the girls are requesting for maybe of more money or of more things than what you can't afford?
That's a very difficult question. Sometimes it's not even money. Some of them, I know one where they said, before any money, go and bring me Tusker. Bring alcohol. He was actually the father of the girl was a drunkard, so he was not joking. He thinks he can think with a clear head if he has enough. So bring a crate of alcohol. But the boy had said, and the girl had said, we know our father drinks, but it will not be in our name. You can give him gifts, but not alcohol. So they were willing to wait rather than go ahead. So what should you do? Similar. If you are what you are being asked to give is something you cannot agree to give or you cannot afford to give, I think it's very important to say openly that to the parents of the girl. However, my recommendation is always that responsibility should not be given to the boy. The father-in-law does not know the boy, doesn't even know the father of the boy. So he would rather create a big hurabaru because they are strangers. In fact, he is fearing losing his daughter. So if they can go, the better. But the responsibility should be the responsibility of the daughter. You should start at a very early age talking to your father. Papa, do you believe I'm a piece of chattel to be sold? I'm not. Are you getting married? No. I'm only in first year in the university. I'm not getting married. I even want to do a master's. But I just want to know whether you was this like the other one I had that was selling the daughter like a goat. What? Prepare your father. Talk about your father. Tell him the thing. Because your father loves you. He will not want to make the whole thing embarrassing for you. Because he knows it's not about the boy. It is you. So it is the responsibility of the girl to discuss with the mother and the father, not during the negotiations, when she is a small girl, and agree what can or cannot be done in case there is ever a wedding and there are negotiations. What should she want? If you do that and prepare your parents, there are greater possibilities that when it comes to the actual wedding, they will have converted. Number two, it is good for you as a boy and a girl to start understanding if they are coming with a gift. Prepare the mind of your father. This is a poor person. Even if they come with 10,000, you should think they are lucky. From the way I know him, I'm not marrying him for wealth. He's a poor man. So when the boy finally comes with 15,000, hey, the father is in shock because they're not expecting even to be 15. So prepare the expectation. I call it expectation management. So that even if you call it a gift, it's important that there is a clear indication. But all that is the responsibility of the girl rather than the boy to actually prepare the parents. But back to the parents, please invest in a good marriage for your children by not making it commercial.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. John and Nganga. We've come to the end of our program tonight. We've been talking about dowry. See you next time, same place, same time. I'm your host, Mercy Kiare. Have a blessed night.